What's going on, guys? Mark Merks here. Here to give you a simple little breakdown video of how to install Plutonium in 2020. This method does work as of October 28th, as you can see at the date down there. I'm just going to walk you guys through the simple step-by-step guide on how to set it up, how to use it, how to play it, pretty much just the basics from a standpoint, from a player's perspective. So what you're going to do first, I will provide all the links needed in the description below. There should be about 4 or 5, 6 optional. The 6th one's optional. We'll get to that a little bit later. But the first one you're going to need here is going to be cdn.plutonium.pw/updater/plutonium.exe. What that'll do is it'll install plutonium.exe into your computer. Now I already have this all installed. You'll want to set that aside because you will not need it particularly yet. Next, you'll go to the second link, and I will number these off in the description, which is fosshub.com/qubittorrent, and then the following, numbers after it. Now the thing is with qubittorrent, it may pop up as a virus, or your firmware might detect it as a virus. It's not. You have no worries about that. There's absolutely nothing in it. We ran it through 3 programs and it's clean. Now the one that you might need to install depends on your system. If you have Windows x64, this is a 64-bit system, you run the 64. If you have the normal Windows, you can use Windows normal. Now if you don't know any of the two, it should be fine. I always go with the Windows first one, always, to be safe. It won't make much of a difference. It's just about how it runs. When it comes to downloading things, when it comes to BitTorrent and WinRAR, it doesn't really matter. It's going to do the same job. You don't really need it to run super good. So once you've clicked on the link and installed that, you're going to want to go to the link, the dsso.cc/alterware, and it'll pop up, it'll download, automatically put it in your downloads. It is a 13 gigabyte file, so it may take a little bit to download into your computer from the website. Mine, again, is pre-installed, so I have no wait. So that may be a thing you might have to worry about when it comes to the point of installing it. It's fairly quick once it's been installed. From there, you want to go ahead and let the game install. What you'll do is you'll open Qubit. So we'll go ahead and we'll open QBitTorrent. Now, this is the easiest part. From here, it's fairly simple. So all you have to do is go to your downloads, like I will right here. And what we'll do, now obviously I have it seeding, so my game's installed. But what you'll do is you'll just grab your folder and drag it into Qubit. That's probably the easiest part about it all, is just dragging it into Qubit. Letting it download. It will take a while. It's going to be 13 gigabytes, so keep that in mind. But once it's done, it's going to say seeding on the status. Seeding isn't necessary. It's just something that it does to protect it from corrupting data or crashing your app. So you really don't need this. So once it's done, you're good to close that out completely. So once it's done installing, you're basically past the hardest part, the waiting, setting up. So what you'll do is you go to the forum website. Again, these links will be in the description. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to create an account. Here at the top right, I've already created my account, but I'll show you what a login account looks like. So if you go to login, it'll have all of this information. Now you'll need to register. Don't have an account, register. Fairly easy. You'll need an email and your username. This is what they'll use in-game as your username, so make sure you select what you want to go by. You can change it multiple times. I've changed mine 4 or 5 times now and it hasn't done anything. As far as I'm aware, there is no limit. So you can enter your username here. For example, I put in Mark Merks and then a password. You'll have to confirm your password and then confirm your CAPTCHA. I believe they do need you to verify your email, so make sure it's an email that you have on hand. Something that's not, it's not super hard to do all this. This is well past the easiest part of it all. So once you're here, to add friends and whatnot, this is your username. So it's the same way as Twitter would use as its handle. @ is your username, and then what you'll do is you click users. Now I've already got a couple people added, so I'm gonna use my friend Grip as his. His is G Sama. So I'll just type in his name, and I'll click normally there's a plus here. I'll unfollow him so you can see there's a plus. You click that heart, that means you guys are friends. Now, in order for him to pop up on your friends list, this is all you have to do. But for you to pop up on his, he needs to add you back. You'll see that the notifications here. And what you'll do is you click it. And then you click the person that follows you. And then click their heart. Easy as that. Fairly simple to do. That the friends list part is well past the easiest. Now let's get into launching Plutonium. Now you want to launch the launcher. If you don't have it at the bottom of your taskbar or on your desktop, what you can do, Plutonium, type in your search bar, Plutonium, and then .exe. That's the booter. That's what launches the game. So it's going to use an updater just to kind of make sure everything's up to date. You don't have any installs or nothing like that need to be installed. This can take a minute if you're logging in after rebooting your computer. It tends to take a while after a reboot. But once it's done with that, typically maybe like 5 minutes, it'll be back up and running. I always click it again because sometimes it'll get to the updating screen and then it'll just close itself. Like as you'll see here, it's probably going to boot it up now. There you go. So what you'll do, once you're all set from here and you can see this screen, you want to click T6 multiplayer. Now this is the part that gets people a lot confused. This is probably the most I've had questions about, like, my game won't boot. Don't worry, you need to do this. So before you can even play, this screen might say setup. If it doesn't, the same thing that you do with setup is you just click game settings. Game settings will take you to your folders. Click select direct. When you click select direct, you're going to go to where your download folder was. For me, it was in downloads. For you guys, it might be somewhere else, but mine was already pre-selected. Normally, it'll look like a folder here. Let me find it here. Mine was in Black Ops 2, and then it's a Pluto T6 full game. You want to click that, and then click select folder. I'm going to exit out of this because I'm already set up. But you'll click select folder. It's highlighted, and then there you go. You should be able to boot up the game from there. It's going to launch the game. Now, I do want to let you know, if this is your first time starting it up, do not close the bootstrapper. This command prompt needs to be up at all times. The launcher will automatically close in the background, but you need to keep the bootstrapper up. Bootstrapper is pretty much what runs your server, runs your connection to the game. If it's closed, it won't let you play the game. So make sure you have this up. It might take a little bit to start off the first try. Mine's going to take a little bit because my computer just got turned on, basically. But once it's booted up, it's going to kick you into another tab. Sometimes it won't kick you into the tab. It'll just put you on a black screen. But when you hear the theme music, what you can always do is you can tab out of it. And what I like to do is I like to go back to the bootstrapper. And then boom. It puts it in the background. You can alt-tab back to this tab. It's going to download your playlist. And you got Black Ops 2. So easy as that. You want to let this download playlist. You don't want to exit out of this. This is pretty much just updating the servers, making sure you're connected. As you can see, these are all the servers that are up and running with other players on them. You can sort by players, whatever you prefer. This is how you see your friends list. Pressing F10 on your keyboard opens and closes this. So F10 is what pretty much runs the server backboard of this. So F10, you can see your friends list. As you can tell, I closed it out because I don't need to really be on it. F10 opens and closes your friends list. But aside from that, fairly easy. Nothing else really to do. Now this is an optional setting that I do want to let you know about. If you want to use your controller, if you have an Xbox controller of any sorts, whether that be Xbox 360 or Xbox One, it is supported on your computer. You will not need to do this. However, if you're a PlayStation 4 player, you will need to use DS4. To use DS4, it will be in the links. It should be the one that says optional next to it. So you'll click the link, ds4windows.softtonic.com. It'll take you to this website. This website basically is just your download space where you download it, and once you're done downloading it, it'll look a little bit like this. You can run ds4.windows. This is what it's going to look like. When you're set up into DS4 Windows, you should have a screen pop up that looks a little bit like this right here. It's going to take a second to load because I've already downloaded it. I have to approve it. But normally, it'll pop up a screen like this on your first try. you'll want to click Install DS4 driver. What it'll do is it'll install your DS4. What this is pretty much what it uses to detect the PlayStation 4 controller and associate it to your computer. Once that's installed, you will have to reset your computer. So reboot your PC. Really easy from there. You know, I'm not going to reboot because that would basically be pointless. But once that's done, you just take your controller, and I'm going to do it for show purposes. My controller is already hooked up. As you can see, it's plugged in right now. I'm going to unplug it, and then I'm going to plug it back in. And what it's going to do when I plug it back in, it's going to take a little bit, but the driver will recognize that it's a PS4 controller. You'll hear the ding-ding noise here in a second, and that's my PS4 controller connecting. From here, what I can do is I can edit it. You can always create a profile for your controller by clicking profiles, and then you can actually set up your button controller, your layout. You can also edit the color your controller has on the color pad if you have one. I don't care about my colors, so I just kind of left it whatever. But it's a cool feature you can edit. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, it's fully customizable. I mean, why not? And then you click Save Profile, and what you can do is you go to your controllers, select Profile, New Profile if you made one, and there you go. And then you're good to play it with your controller. So yeah, that should be all of it. There's not much else to this. This is a fairly simple program to set up. It's the best way to get Black Ops 2 for free. The only downside is there's no league play. There's some servers that people have running in the server listing as league play, and it gives you an ELO in-game that'll replace your clan tag with your ELO, but the servers are real inconsistent on there and people don't really get on. What we've been doing is we've been playing 8s, throwback 8s, just for the hell of it. So if that's something that interests you guys, feel free to comment below and let me know you guys want to join. You know, we'll always make space. Just comment below, and I'll send you a message on YouTube and send you a link to our Discord. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hopefully I gave you guys a little bit of knowledge on what to do and how to set up Plutonium. If again, you guys have any questions, comment below and I'll try my best to answer them as easy as possible, as clear as possible and all that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.